So tonight is the Q&A session. Okay, now we start off with the Q&A, and there's a number of people devotees has sent up the question. Let me go through the question here. Okay, let's see. Now, last Tuesday during sitting, the body slowly bent down. Pain arose on the knee. When the forehead touched the floor, it moved forward until nose touched the floor. I noted it touch, cool, pain, and so on. After that, the lips became tighter, then followed by the eyes until the forehead. They too getting tighter, then mouth open with some sound came out like a monster. Suddenly, the body erected itself fast and straight. After a few minutes, the body bent down to the left knee, and then forehead touched to the floor. Pain arose on the knee. I just noted on them. The body bent down and forward, left or right during my sitting meditation since last year, end of October until now. So I'm not sure. 1. Am I doing correctly or not? 2. If the body bent down then didn't get up, can I make intention to get it up or just noted it until time's up? Bhante, please advise. Thank you. Okay. For a number of yogis or meditators, there'll become to a certain time, sometimes for some yogis, there'll come to a time that the body feels like it wants to move. Yeah? It feels like it wants to move. Usually the advice is that we ask the yogis not to move. Okay? Now, sometimes the sensation, the pressure, or the pulling, or the tightness, or the whatever that is going through on your body, sometimes it felt like it's going to bend the body forward. Okay? It feels like it's going to bend the body forward. And certain times, some yogis, they flow with the so-called bending. It flows with it. Sometimes it moves forward. Sometimes the body moves to the side. Sometimes the body moves to the left or right. It tends to have those movement during sitting. So, what can you do about it? Now, if it happens per sitting, let's say one time or twice, then it's not a big problem per sitting. And it happens, let's say 2 or 3 sitting, after that it doesn't happen anymore. It's okay, it's not too bad, it's okay. During this time, when the body is, let's say, it's moving a little bit, just note it. Just note it as bending, pressure, or tightness, or whatever that is going on with the body. Okay? Now, after 2 or 3 session of sitting, for example, if you are doing it at home, then there may be, you have maybe 2 or 3 session means that 2 or 3 days already. Okay? But for a yogi, in the retreat, then it's within like 2 or 3 hours or few hours. Then you take a note. You take a note, see whether after 2 or 3 sitting meditation, does the body still keep on moving or not? Does the body keep on moving, or it has already all those movement already subsided on their own? If they subsided on their own, then perfectly fine, and then just carry on. Okay, that is one thing. And the second thing is that the movement does not stop. The movement continue on after the 3rd sitting or even the 4th sitting, and then you find that the body tends to bend and so on. And now, during that time, you have to make a strong intention or a determination not to move the body. Yeah? And then during that time, you will see that the pressure or the pulling of the body becomes strong, becomes as if like it's going to crack you, bend you in so many ways. Yeah? So whatever that is happening during that time, you must take note of them as clearly as you can and not move the body. Yeah? Must not move the body. So if this has a slight bend and so on, it's still not a problem. But for example, like your case, that your head is already touching the floor, yeah, and that it's a bit too much already. Yeah? It's a bit too much. So if it just, as I said, it happened 1 or twice per sitting, it's not a problem. It happened 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 sittings, it's still not a problem. But it happens more than that, after the 3rd sitting. So make sure that you already make an intention to stop it. Now, we have to make an intention to stop this movement. Because if you don't stop this movement, then, on the Monday we gave the talk on the 10 imperfection of insight, right? Now, one of the imperfection is the joy, because when you start moving the body, then that is where the pain of the body you don't feel the pain of it anymore, because the body is being moved, and therefore, some yogis, the movement becomes continuous. It's not just like one time you bend down, you stop there, and then after a while it come up again, then later it come back again. Maybe that one is not so continuous. But for some yogis, the movement, it become continuous. Like you begin to swing to the left, right, forward, backward, and then, you sit down, you keep moving already. Then, that time, one of the problem is that the more that you swing the body, because it somehow it distresses the body a lot. It moves the body, it distresses the body, and then not stress, de-stress, and then you feel the body is become lighter, nice, and so on. Then that is where you begin to delight into it. When you begin to delight into it, you want it to happen more, because this time you don't see any more pain. So that can be a big problem. Then everybody look at you meditating, you ding ding dang dang, ding ding dang dang here and there, 跳档 and there, and then you keep on swaying and left and right and so on. And now the problem is that when you sit at home, nobody look at you. You close up in your own room. You thought that is okay, but when you are in a retreat, that can be a big problem, because the swinging, the movement, everybody could able to see you. But of course, hopefully the teachers could able to help you, to stop you to this, to make sure that you don't move again. So here is that to make sure that after a few this one, and then for your case, that one is since end of October, that is too long already. So make sure that from this time onwards, make sure that you make the intention, stop the body, don't let it move. And then whatever tension, whatever pulling, you just make sure you don't take note, you take note of it. You take note of it. Now, there are certain times the body may, once in a while, there may be the body may move a little bit. So as I said, it may not be a problem. So during that time, just note it as another object. Bending. Now, even your head is touching the floor, then touching. Then after that, it disappears, fine. Then go back to your rising, falling, or go back to your in-breath, out-breath, or whatever that you are doing earlier on. Okay, so make sure that you don't let it too long. It can go into a lot of other problems may arise. Okay? Okay.